Can you show me how the process works?
Yeah, okay, so when I'm doing a map, first of all I decide how big it needs to be, how much detail needs to go on, and I'll do what I call a rough sketch. They're actually probably quite a lot more detailed than a rough sketch. So I will draw it out first in pencil on a piece of paper, roughly the right size, to make sure that I've got everything that I need to fit on there, and then it's all correct and I'm happy with it. So this is the sketch, and then you can see it's quite straightforward. You learn this at art college. You just basically get the paper and divide it into squares, and that makes it much easier for me to transfer my sketch onto my finished piece of onto my stretched piece of watercolour paper. So yes, it's just quicker. So then I'll draw the whole thing again in pencil, and when I'm happy I'll take a photo and I'll send it to the client, and they can check it over and make sure that I haven't missed anything out or made any mistakes. And then I'll draw the whole thing again in waterproof ink. So I tend to use fine liner pens. These are my favourites, these rollerball pens, because they make a lovely smooth line. So I'll draw it all again just in ink, black and white, and then I'll rub out the pencil, photograph it again, send it to the client, and then comes the best bit, which is when I get my paints out. So all the difficult bits hopefully have been done, and then I can just really enjoy putting the colours on.
And how long does it take from beginning to end to the finished product?
Oh, it all depends, but on a map like this, well, this was a little bit complicated, but normally it'll take sort of between 2 weeks and 4 weeks, I would say. And that's working a little bit on it every day, doing other things as well. Sometimes I work on a couple of different things at the same time, and that can actually help, because sometimes if you're just focusing on one thing, you get to the point where you can't see it anymore. So it's good to have a couple of different things on the go at the same time to give your eyes a break from it. And that's one of the beauties of working from a studio, is I've got space to have little piles of different things going on at different times. It makes life easier.
And have you out of all the works that you've done, do you have a favourite?
I've got probably a few for different reasons. I did really enjoy doing the large visitor map at Howick Gardens. It's took me the best part of a year, and it was a challenge because the estate hadn't been properly, well, it hadn't been mapped really. There were little sections that had been, so I had to work quite closely with the head gardener, and we did it, I did it over a period of a good few months. As I say, it was probably most of a year, and it's up there in their visitor centre, and it's huge, and it was a challenge. It was a challenge. So
but an enjoyable challenge, yeah.
Yeah, largely very enjoyable. Yeah, very enjoyable.